We have an unboxing and a teardown today. I'm gonna, well, try to do the teardown today. I've been wanting to tear one of these down because I have not found no data, no information, no internal photos, nothing on this Data.io Flashpak. So we have Cotty in the way. The Data.io company, I called the CEO a while back. His name is Bill Wentworth. We spoke a little bit about Data.io. They used to support the right to repair. Audio up a little. Audio's up as high as it is, man. Let me I don't know how to bump up the audio any higher. But yeah, Data.io, they used to, let me try to figure this out here. Filters. How's that for audio? Well, other than that, that's as high as it's going to be able to get. It's showing full here. Let me see. I don't want to really mess with settings. Okay, he says it's good, but well, Data.io, I spoke with the CEO, Bill Wentworth. He told me to give him a call back June, July. I did, and I still haven't heard anything. So I might have to just make a phone call during this live stream to him. And well, we'll get there when we get there. Let's just crack this thing open. This, like I said, I've been wanting to do a teardown on one of these because I wanted to do the teardown of the Flashpak 3. This is the original Flashpak 1, but there's still no information on this, and we're scaring Cotty, tapping on the box. She needs cookies. Cotty always gets cookies. Track. Okay, Track says my audio sounds good. Okay, so we give Cotty more cookies. I keep losing trains of thought, man. Yeah, I wanted to do a Flashpak 3, but there's no information out there on these. So this is the way it was received from FedEx. Slight damage on the corner there. So it was eBay. Let me see if I can pull up my browser. I thought I had this up. I'm a horrible live streamer, but it's real. And I still got to find out who this Harry Balls is that left me negative feedback. I kind of know who he is. So this popped up because I've been looking for a Flashpak 3 for a while. And I couldn't find one. I had a line on one, and then the tariffs hit, and it just blew the price out of the water because it was back when the tariffs were like 150, 200%. So that really bummed me out. Let me turn this on right there. There we go. Okay. So this was the item. Move that over there so you guys can see it. I gotta be able to see it too. The item description says, I only wanted this for teardown content, but hours up for a split second, but is not shown display, sold, parts or repair, buyer pays $14 shipping. So, I just wanted it for the teardown content because that's what I do as programmers. Chip programming. So we will start with teardown or unboxing. Well, I don't want to be too late. Gotta find my phone. I just put it down. All right, there it is. All right, we need a blade. Let's go with the dull, big knife. There we go. There. That's a big enough knife. That's almost as big as Cotty. Cotty wants cookies. Yeah, I'll go through that on another video. I think I know who it is. It was another eBay seller that canceled an item. Yeah, kidding. I know where the phone went. My brain is not working right. But I think it was a seller. He canceled the item I've been watching for a long time. I want it. And he canceled it, said my address was invalid. And it's a common theme with him. And then they wanted driver's license and all this stuff. So I sent him my business license and stuff. And then they blocked me from bidding. And so I really upset me. But I think that's who it was. So we'll go through that later. But all right, let's open this with a mercury dime knife. Oops. So this is dull. I'm not going to sharpen it. It's just, it was in a box of junk. So it won't even cut tape. Uh-oh, we got packing peanuts. That means I got to send QS a package. Send him all the packing peanuts, right? Christine B, welcome. Let's give Cotty some cookies because you new chatter. Cotty gets cookies. So we're gonna tear this. Oop. Yep. I know it's scary sometimes. Fast movements. Interrupt your cookie eating. Let's see how bad a packing we got. Hey, at least it's not going to be as bad as the microscope that was just thrown in a box and shipped all the way across the country. That pissed me off. That dude was a douche. This don't look like it has that much packing. That trash bag. There's some packing in it. At least it's got some packing. Yeah. Well, unboxing's halfway done. Cotty took off. Cotty got scared. It's the screechy noises of that. No, she stops eating when she's full. She won't get obese. There she is. She's back. Cocots. She's one of 3 kitty cats. Actually, we got 4 if you count Stray Cat and George. The noise will be over soon. She don't like loud noises. So this will be the first teardown of one of these that I've seen online. There it is. Yeah, piece of crap dull knife. I already threw it up on eBay. It's worthless. It's a novelty. All right, so this is a Data I/O Flashpak chip programmer. Looks like it's in pretty decent condition. Of course, it's missing the CF or PCMCIA card. Let's see what we're gonna need to get into it. Looks like hex. We powered up. Yeah, we're not the EEV blog. We actually power things on first. Let's see what this thing does. Sparks. It don't do anything. Oop, there it goes. Oop, Flashpak Data I/O. Running self-test. Holy crap. This thing actually work? Self-test passed. Let's try that for round 2. Yeah. Loading. Self-test passed. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me bring a chat window over here so I can see. Oh, Christine, yeah. I need to cut down on treats too. I'm finishing up my 48th trip around this sun here next Tuesday. So in a week, I start trip number 49. And it's gonna be trip. So we'll see what it brings. Okay. We're taking this apart. Now I gotta make sure I gotta come over here and empty start me a new folder on my phone. I was gonna do that, but I never got to it. Where's Cotty? She's hiding. There she is. There's the Cotties. Cotty gets cookies. Because I have to take pictures for the blog. The blog is in the description below. And I think that's going to be number 22. I need to really clean this phone out. Getting pretty full. Okay, now I can have a nice clean folder to work with. And let's get the pictures for the blog. And we're going to start taking this thing apart. Got to clean off the Cotty hair. Feel these crumbs of cookies everywhere. Oop. I don't know. Should we call the Data I/O CEO? Oh, what'd you do? Did you knock over your food bowl? I think we should. Should we vote? Should we call the Data I/O or attempt to call the Data I/O CEO and ask what the status of the right to repair update is? Live. If his cell phone's still valid. Okay, I will not dox his phone number. Well, let me turn the other microphone on. Is it dead? There it goes. Can you guys hear that?
Wentworth, please leave a message and I will get back.
Hello, Bill. This is Stephen Ryan with Ryan Labs. I am doing a teardown on a Data.io Flashpak, and you told me to get a hold of you in June or July. I tried getting a hold of you in June or July to hear about right to repair. I am live streaming this right now. To try to get a hold of you, see if there was an update on if Data.io was going to continue supporting the right to repair like they did in the past. Thank you. Okay, so we called Data.io. I was calling the CEO of Data.io because he told me to get a hold of him in June, July, and I never got a response. Because Data.io, like I was saying earlier before Q has interrupted me, because I lose my train of thought. Data.io back in the past, they supported they supported repair. Here's 29B maintenance manual or maintenance section. And what do you have? You have schematics. These come in very handy. Makes diagnosing and repairing something really quick, really simple. So let's grab the shittiest tools Snap-on makes. These. I don't think Snap-on makes them. They hire them from some company in Spain. That was Hex, right? Yes, that was Hex. These right here. I bought all 3 sets. I paid good money for these pieces of junk. So, at least the text on some of them is not wearing off. You wouldn't know after using them for a while that they're Snap-on. Okay. Well, I don't know how we're going to have to open this. It's like maybe... Let's get rid of that. Okay, first part off. Now, this is awesome, the little pressure plate for the socket. And this has got 4 T-48 sockets. So it looks like we have 2 screws there and 2 in the back. Data.io has always made their stuff repairable, which is awesome, but they stopped doing it in the late 90s or the 90s with the Uniseries. So come on, find the hole. There we go, we found the hole. Yeah, these were very, very expensive. I mean, these are tens of thousands of dollars back when they were new. Maybe more. Maybe, 20, 30,000 bucks. I don't know. They don't list their pricing, so if they don't list the pricing, it's more than you can generally afford. So, Okay. Don't forget, take pictures. I gotta take pictures. I cannot forget not to take pictures because I did that on a live stream teardown once. I forgot to take pictures and I had to redo it all. It really sucked. I got in the moment, you know. All right, so Cotty don't want to. She wants to just lay there and look pretty. She wants cookies. We need more chatters. So, all right, let's lift the hood. I don't know what we're gonna find in here. That looks interesting. Let me. No, that tripod's all the way extended. Let me move it here. And I don't do in-depth teardowns like Dave on the EEV blog. I don't go through the engineering of it. I just tear down, show people what the hell's inside of it, what they're getting for their thousands of dollars. I don't know what Data.io sold these for. But let's get pictures for the blog. Gotta stand back, zoom in a little, and I'm gonna get my hands in the way. My live stream, I do what I want. Okay. Pictures, cable orientations, just so I don't forget. Really sucked to put something on backwards and blow it up. Maybe I should have plugged it into TaskLink and see if it actually connected, but because it connects via Ethernet. I mean, for its day, it was very advanced. It's really old, way outdated. MOON. That was a good movie, The Stand. I gotta watch it again. Okay. Let's double check, make sure I got a picture of that. Orientation. So I don't know what fails on these. I was hoping that the CEO of Data.io would have that one's on there tight. Okay. We're taking this thing down apart. Okay, we have a cable. Pretty fancy cable there. Okay, let's take a picture of this. I wonder, wow, that's a lot of, look at those caps. Once I get it unplugged, I'll show you. Okay, that one's gonna need a these would be an expensive okay, and a long screw with a lock washer on that ground line. Okay, ground that terminal. And there we go. It's free. That power supply, or is that a power supply? Looks like a power supply, I'd say. Information on that. Can you guys see that? It's a model VLT 80-4001. Wonder if that's an off-the-shelf part. I know on their Uniseries, they had off-the-shelf parts. That's going to be their display there. That's PCMCIA reader. From what I read online, you can use a CF adapter. So we'll take the rest of this apart, maybe. Yeah, we should. Should we see what's under the... Should we take that board out? Yeah, we'll take it apart. Let's get a picture of that for the blog. That's the power supply. Yeah, it's let's take this apart. Yeah, I think I'm gonna scratch the screen. Okay, it looks like we have two tiny screws. Uh-oh. Do I not have that size? Am I gonna have to break out the other kit? Oh. That's gonna bite. I don't think we're taking that apart right now. So, yeah, we got to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that. Let me see if I got the other screwdriver pack. It's a Phillip. Yeah, I need a better mini set of pliers. Now my favorite pliers, I need to just break down and get a set of Moody's. Made in USA. Made in USA. I need to break down. These are just so nice. I need to get a set. That way I don't have to sit here and do this whenever I'm doing a teardown or something. All right, those are Tri-Wings. See what we got on this. Oh, they're just... Gonna have to go to the big box. Man, why would they use such tiny screws? Those are really, really tiny. X. I don't think I have one that small. .5 millimeters, as low as I go, man. Nope. Okay, let's try. I usually don't get into stuff this tiny. There we go. Got it. Yeah, these are tiny screws. These are a 0.05 millimeter or 0.05 inch. Yes, 0.05 inch. Really, really tiny. I don't know how long this is going to take me. At least the screws ain't super tiny. Well, I kind of hope he calls me back, because that'd be kind of funny. I don't know how this is. And I think that's a different metric size. All right, so this is their CF, or not CF, PCMCIA reader. Card bus, or whatever you call it. I forgot what it's called. Well, let's get a picture of that. And then I have to assemble this all into the blog post. That takes days. Gotta make sure the camera's in the right rotation. I think this sensor's going bad. Oop, in the wrong mode too. Oop, there we go. That's the right mode. Okay, that has been photographed. You guys seen that, right? Okay, tool goes back to where it belongs. So 0.05 millimeter. Maybe 1/16th's too big. Let's try 1/16 there. Because the 1.5 millimeter was, yeah, US company, so it might not use metric, but it is 2000 era. So, okay, next one. Ooh, we have spacers. Ooh, don't want to lose those. Spacer, 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 4 spacers. We got a cover plate. Audie's over here snoozing. Oh, she was snoozing. 2 screws for the cover plate. Gotta get a picture of inside there. I know my live streams are boring, people, but I've got 5 watchers at least. That's 4 more than I normally get. But I usually do my live streams late. So, vampire hours. Okay. Just seeing what's under this. Get a picture of that board. A lot of parts to this. Yeah, those are smaller screws. And if I can't figure out how to put it back together, I just reference my video. On the other side of that. Okay. So, sticker toward the back. Here's special. If it ain't gonna come out freely, I'm not gonna. Thing's old, so I'll just hold it up so you guys can see it. Looks like they got an Altera chip under there. I don't want to damage the flat flex there. I've done that before. There we go. There we go. We got it. Yeah. These get very brittle because they're just like painted on the inside of the plastic inside there. So the traces are painted. Okay. What Altera is that? Can you guys read that? Like an EPM. I'll have to zoom in on the phone. To the right angle. Can I read that? Nope. Can't read it. Out of focus. I'll focus in there. I need a better camera for doing this stuff. It's just probably going to control the display. So we'll take pictures of that for the blog. At least there'll be some sort of documentation of what is inside one of these. Yeah, should we take the power supply out too? Yeah, why not? We're doing a teardown. Let's do it. Let's not do it half-ass, right? I need to magnetize that. It has lost its magneticity. Nope. Okay. What do you want? We have to stop everything and wait on Cotty. She wants cookies. She's gonna knock over the camera. She's being a good girl. No, these are stainless, that's why. At least they use stainless hardware. I need a pair of needle nose. Man, these things would be probably labor. This is built. This would be labor intensive to assemble. But I think these are still made in America. And I think these were made in the USA. I don't know why I'm taking the power supply out. It's probably a common power supply. but I'm not going to look it up right now. I'm going to look it up later. Ooh. Yeah, some rusty under there. Yeah, that's going to definitely need those caps looked at and inspected. That's the problem with old electronics here, man. So that has been, top lid's been torn down. Get a picture of that out of the unit. I hope my video's smooth and not glitchy. Oh, coffee. Okay, so the filter looks like off-the-shelf part also. Yeah, they started going proprietary after the 29 series. When they went into the Uni series, they started doing a lot of proprietary work. Okay, I never messed with one of these before, so I don't know how to get the bar off. I'm not sure if this slips out. Yes, it slips out. Okay. So this pressure plate flips out. And that gives us our programming pack. I guess right? No, guess wrong. It's going to probably be metric, but I'm going to try English. There we go. Spring loaded. I think it's captured. These adapters are expensive. Right here. But you can find them on eBay used. So you buy them as you need them. Or if you find them cheap, if you got a programmer and you find them cheap, just buy them. Because you'll eventually, and if you're in the programming business, you'll eventually end up using it. Let me take a picture of this, even though there's probably pictures of that. Got to get right just at the right angle because my lighting in here just reflects off of everything. So let's trying to see what that chip number is. Probably going to be a computer microscope on. Okay, there we go. It's going to be a serial prom. It's an Atmel 24C04. That's an Atmel 24C04. That probably holds the identification of this adapter. I will go ahead and read that and back it up for future purposes. Now we're getting into the mechanicals. Looks like it's been constructed really well. The connectors that are pressure fit. Not sure. Let's see how we're going to get this board out of here without... Get that. That's got to be a switch for the pressure plate. There's no manual on how to take these apart, so this is my first time doing this one. So we'll figure it out together, right? Yeah, go to the other tools. One. Yep, that one fits. Okay. That screw. Another screw and a washer. Goes to the back plate. Picture. Half these pictures will never see the blog. And I have to leave it disassembled for at least a day or two to, in case I get a picture in there and I needed that picture ends up blurry or something. I try to take a couple. Okay, so maybe this board will slide out. There's another board underneath this here. We got more boards. Got a interconnect down there. Maybe it... Okay, so I'm going to assume it's going to be... Take these out. Okay, that looks like it's going to... be a pressure plate of some sort. Have a pressure plate. We'll hold down. Okay, that, loosen that up. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. It looks like they're right glued down. See that board? Okay, so I need to take off this one and that one. Those are short. Okay. Oh, you're gonna have to pull that out. We're gonna have to probably take the metal plate out. You have to remove it. Yeah, these definitely are not that serviceable. I'd hate to have to service this thing. Yeah, these are cap screws. We'll figure out how to deconstruct this. Unplug the Ethernet cable. Yeah, it's like this piece has to come out. Okay, I think I figured it out. Yes, that's how we're gonna have to do it. No washer. Yes, that'll have to do. Yeah, it would have been nice if the Yoda answered his phone. There we go. Here's all the weight of this. Very careful pulling this out. Don't want to damage any of those pens. All right, that's a heavy plate of aluminum. Yeah, I'm not like other YouTubers where they'll do a pre-teardown. I just do this live. Just as I see it. Okay. Let me get a picture of this before I... We've got interesting stuff down here. Nope. That's permanently on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to go caveman. Let's get the junk built in China, not Europe, JBC. I still think their stuff's built in China. Okay. I got some double-sided tape somewhere. Oh, let's look at this. There we go. We have a board. This data. Part number 701-3494. Yeah, let's move the big stuff away. Move this out of here. I can put those screws back in. I didn't need to take them out. See, this is where a disassembly manual is kind of helpful, so you don't have to just start pulling screws. But we can figure it out, right? We've been doing it for years. That's tight. Okay, so it looks like this is soldered to that board. And that's poor design. I would rather that had a connector. So let's start pulling the sandwich apart, or cake stack, whatever you want to call it. Am I going to be not having the right one of these either? There we go. We have standoff turning. And I always use smooth needle nose, not serrated. Okay, so we have a tiny cap head screw. I should get a nut driver for holding on to standoffs. There's only a couple real sizes of them. Okay. Okay, so we have an interconnect there. What's that board? I could save time and just do the pictures later, but nah, I just do them now. And anybody want to use these, anybody that wants to use these pictures, they're more than welcome to use them off my blog. Just give me attribution, just say where you got them from. That's all I ask. And this looks like some sort of memory there. Micron, so that's memory. Okay. We have a 001D E2A4, so that's gonna, let's see. What do we have under that sticker? Another Altera chip. I don't care if this label gets messed up. Get up. I don't give a care. Even though it works, I should care. But yeah, blinks on, blinks off. Oh, it did more than that when I checked it, so. Get that glue off of there. Yeah. I don't get paid for my blog. Every now and then somebody will send me $5 or $10 on it. But it's an advertising platform. Okay. Yeah, people say I go too fast when I'm doing my teardowns. Sometimes I do them fast, but something like this is a bit more complex. Log all the chip numbers. Try to. I've had people message me on a teardown, and I've had to tear something down for somebody because they needed a part number because they couldn't read theirs because it was burnt up. No problem. Give me a few days and I'll tear it down. And it helps them get their equipment restored. Because people that are buying this stuff, they're using it to earn a living, or they're a hobbyist that decided, well, now that the stuff's hit the secondary market and it's affordable, why not? You know, $50 plus shipping for a multi-$1,000 programmer back in the day. You can't beat it. It still has value for business and a lot of value for hobbyists that you usually would have been priced out of this equipment. Come on, get in there. Hate it when I can't get the right angle of the dangle. Yeah, the secondary market on these is pretty good right now. They're a couple $100 generally. I had one guy, he sat there and he reamed me a new one because my photos weren't EEV blog quality and, you know, like a photo booth or whatever. He says that I was wasting his time reading my blog because my photos were horrible. Like, hey, at least I'm doing something. You know. Go blow a goat. Oh, Cotty. If I wanted to, I could go and invest in a camera like QS just got and take really awesome pictures, but that's what I got. That's what I use. Samsung S20. That's fine. I also got another, like an A50. I'm not the type that'll sit there and go and buy brand new phones every couple of years. Okay, so we've got nuts to take off. We give Cotty cookies. He wants cookies. Alcohol on the camis. Here we go. I'll address that in another video here. The cami situation. Okay, let's give you guys a close-up. I don't know if it's focusing. I can't see the screen, so yeah, they're gonna have to tell me. I only got like 2 chatters, so. So we have 2 Ethernet ports there. And a power port. That's interesting. And that was an Altera. Oop, let me see if I can read that off the phone. That's an EPM3 128 ATC 100-10. So that's like a CPLD or FPGA. Okay, I think we're gonna have to take these screws out there and there. I seriously hope I don't forget how to put this back together, but I can play the video. I can play the video in reverse, right? Now, if I let it sit here for a week, I'll never put it back together. And I hope there's no like tamper switch. That would really, really suck. Where if you open it up and pull boards out, it disables it. Oh, we got Xilinx. Ooh. Oh. Okay. We have a Dallas chip power cap. Never seen that one before, have you? That's worthy of a picture. Okay, what is this Dallas? It's a DS9034 PCX. Power cap with crystal. Got no clue. Looks like more RAM. More SRAM. I guess maybe some flash right there. This in a different angle here. That one's not going to take a... I'll have to see if I can clean that paint off. I have the printer that marked these. That little mark, ink mark. I've got the printer that did that. I think that's going to be permanent. There we got it. That took just enough off. That is an XPC 850 SRZ P50BU. Remember, it's the inner port. Yeah, if I go over a certain magnification, certain zoom on this, it don't like it. And only a few of these pictures will get put on the blog, so. Okay, now the big money. Big old Xilinx chip there. The XC4028 XLA. Ain't that a beauty? Look at that. That's vintage, man. You don't see them that pretty anymore. I'm out of focus, I don't know. I ain't got my eyeballs on me, so I can't see the screen that far away. And never-ending student. Yeah, Dallas, that's not like a regular Dallas chip. Just dropped them. Not like those. And these are, well, that one's a Dallas. That's Texas Instruments based. Then a benchmark. I've had to drill and cut, bypass the batteries in those. And we got to give Cotty cookies because we have a new never-ending students. Did you enter the radio giveaway on one of my last videos? But let's organize this for a photo. Wow, there's a lot of pieces to this. You know, a lot of screws. That's the guts. Let me pull the camera back. See if we can get a big photo of this for the to change the picture on the there. I think that looks right. That looks good enough. Good enough for what I'm gonna do. Gotta move the camis. They're in the way. Body's in the way too. Your foot's photobombing. Give her some little movement. Okay, I want to go with that. Yeah, Dremel surgery. Yeah, I did that just to get a computer up and going one day. Just okay. I took the sticker off of this. Sticker's back-ish on. That is a pretty chip. I gotta get my fingerprint off of it before I take a picture of it. A little bit of IPA. There we go. Fingerprints gone. Pictures, pictures, pictures. Can never have enough pictures for a blog. Cassandra. Yes, new chatter gets treat. Cotty gets treats. Yes, new chatter. Cotty gets the treats. You see the Cotty cam? She gets her treats. Yeah, Cotty cam right there. I'm sitting here buried into taking pictures for the blog, but thank you for chatting, Cassandra. Okay. Trying to get the numbers off of that. Yeah, see if we had a bill of materials and a schematic and stuff, we wouldn't have to do teardowns like this. These would be just useless content. Yeah, she's a cutie. She needs more cookies. She never finishes them. Well, sometimes she does, but I'd say never. But QS, you really missed a really awesome Xilinx chip. Check this out. Look at that one. .352 pin or ball BGA, it looks like. Not too burst on my Xilinx part numbers, but yeah, she'll talk. Never on video, hardly ever. She's a little chatterbox. Aren't you, Cotties? You good girl? I interrupt your cookie eating? Oh, okay. Finish your cookies. Here. New cook. Here, I'll make them new. There you go. At least I keep the tape up because she likes to lick tape. I don't know what it is with her, but rarely. Hello, the Guardian. You get more cookies. You all missed the teardown. I've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. Meow. Yes. It's like it's out of focus, isn't it? You get back in focus? Yeah. Licking tape. Oh. So, okay, we tried to call the Data IO CEO to get an update on right to repair. Didn't answer the phone, but it is pretty late. It was pretty late there. It was like 10 o'clock at night, so I don't think I'd answer my phone at 10:30 at night. But this was the teardown. of a Data IO Flashpak that was sold on eBay for $50 plus shipping. They said it didn't, it powered up and blinked, but when I got it, it powered up and looked like it fully passed its self-test. So, I just got to remember how to put it back together now. Well, Cotty, she's doing her thing. I'm gonna... Hey, you almost broke that camera last time. He likes to just rub against the camera. Yeah, it said self-test pass, so that don't really mean anything on these. Sometimes they'll self-test pass and there'll be a communications issue or something. So, but I'm wondering, I got to find a Flashpak 2 and a Flashpak 3 now and do a comparison. They got something new. Let's go to their website here. All right, so we got the Data IO website right here. Solutions. All right, so the Flashpak 3, they got the Flash Core and the Lumen now. The Flashpak 3, it looks similar. I don't know what the difference is between the 2s and the 3s. I know like in the 2900 and 3900, it was pen drivers and software. But, the solutions, and then they got their automated stuff. I don't know anybody in the wild that's running one of these, and you got the Flash Core. Deadeye is pretty irrelevant. And you've got their new Lumen. Their new Lumen looks really similar. Drop that down. Let me go to BPM. Looks real similar to the BPM, the new BPM Micro. At least BPM Micro puts their pricing out there. No, that's their 210. Here's the BPM 210. That's not what I was looking for. Oop, you guys aren't up there. That's the BPM 210 manual programmers. 2900. It looked like somebody else's programmer. That one there. I can't remember who else looked like this. I've got a 2900. I've got a 1710. I don't know. Yeah, but this is their flagship, the Lumen X, but none of these programmers support the older devices. So they're kind of useless. So marking the camera belongs to her. Everything in here belongs to her. See, she's got cookies sitting here. When she gets her fill, she gets her fill. She won't eat them. So the three main players in the chip programming industry is Come on. Actually, it's kind of like 4. Turn you on. There you go. Okay, so you've got Elnick. They make the B series programmers. Then you've got the Zeltec, the universal programmers. The Zeltec are the best bang for the buck. These two here. Yep, 7500N and the 6100N. Those two will pretty much do almost everything modern together. Most people will start out with the 6100N. You can get downsize this. For the Zeltec, you can get an adapter and make your own. So you can save a whole lot on adapter costs. Everybody says their programmers are universal. There's no such thing as a universal. They're semi-universal. If you're in the chip programming, you're going to end up with a lot of programmers. Then you have BPM. BPM, they're pretty good. They've been around for a while. And then Data.io. BPM and Data.io are US companies. So, but they're expensive. I mean, they're very, very expensive. But if you're looking for a BPM, you can pick up a 1710 or a 1610 on eBay for way less than what they're asking. What, $13,000? Programmers. No, they want $13,000 for 1710. So, and that's just a 486. Literally, it's a 486 DX100 CPU on the thing. I've taken it apart. So, I still need to take apart the 2900. I have it. I just haven't taken it apart yet. So, let's see who messaged me. It's almost 9 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, GoFo is telling me I have a package that's arriving today, and it's almost 9 p.m. So that means it's probably going to arrive tomorrow. That's some boards from JLCPCB. So we've been streaming for what, an hour and 30 minutes? So I think that's a pretty good stream. I'm not gonna bore you with putting it back together. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching.